My dad, Gene Gretchen, was born May 1929 in Richmond. His parents were immigrants from Europe. They bought in Richmond and stayed in Richmond their whole lives. And then when my dad finished high school, he went to UBC, studied agriculture. My grandfather wanted him to be an engineer, but my dad wanted to have a dairy farm. So that's what he did. He had a dairy farm in his 20s. He was one of the top dairy farmers in BC. And then he retired from that and traveled the world for a year, and then came back and started building houses. He started just buying usually farm properties and making them into subdivisions, Laurelwood, Westwind, Maple Lane, Terra Nova, and then eventually got into commercial real estate.
He designed his houses differently. Like, they all had cedar roofs, and all the subdivisions were done with trees. You walked in it, you felt like it was a neighborhood. Anything Dad did, it had quality. You know, everything, had to be done a certain way, and it had to be done well, otherwise don't do it. And that was Dad's philosophy on life.
Growing up in Richmond and having a father who was a contractor, a road builder, you got to know all of the landowners and developers and such. I believe I was about 13 or thereabouts when I met Gene. I can't recall if it was on a job site or not. I suspect it was, and I just kind of took a liking to each other. He always gave me time when he bumped into me, so I was quite fond of that.
Mom and Dad got married in 1961, and they lived in Richmond. They set up a house on Number 2 Road, and they had my sister Michelle, and then 2 years later, I was born.
The Greczmiel family, largely due to Gene's influence, was always very prominent around Richmond, and we were very fortunate to know them. And as I got older and got to know Lisa and Michelle better, it was, very clear that they had their dad's value system.
He taught us a lot of wonderful lessons, and family was very important to him. And I think my sister and I that's been instilled in us.
My greatest memories of Dad was always going on doing the boat and our traveling together, because that was the most time we had all his attention.
In the later years, Gene definitely seemed to have lived by, you only need so much. And once you figure out what that is, then it's time to give back. And Gene certainly, and the family, certainly evolved in living by that.
He was a wonderful, wonderful example of how to live a full life. He lived an amazingly full life. Dad felt strongly about giving to the hospital because it's just a pillar for the community. We all need it at some point of our lives, or someone we love needs to go to the hospital for whatever reason. Over the years, our relationship with the foundation has grown. We feel like we're a team, and we're happy to do it.
Here at Richmond Hospital, we have an excellent surgical team, but we are challenged by having to work in an outdated surgical facility. The current facilities have smaller operating rooms, and also we have a limited number of operating theaters. In the new acute care tower, not only will the operating theaters be larger, but there will be more operating theaters, and that will allow us to provide more surgical care for more patients in a faster time period.
The hospital and the people in the hospital have helped the community for many years. Now it's our turn to help the hospital to be better, to help more people.
The latest gift that we've given is for the acute care tower. And yeah, we were happy to get the ball rolling.
As far as the operating room being named as a family, my dad would appreciate it. The family was important, and having the family name on the operating room would be wonderful.
For myself, it just makes me feel proud. It makes me feel proud that Dad's recognized, especially now that he's gone. I think it's very important. And it also makes me proud that my kids are so thrilled. I mean, they take a real ownership of this, being part of the family and being part of giving. And that for me, that's wonderful.
I don't know quite how to say thank you for such a generous gift. We rely on people's generosity and thoughtfulness to be able to provide care for those around us. The Greczmiel family gift is an incredible and generous donation that we recognize for its ability to be transformative in the way that we develop and deliver surgical care at Richmond. Their donation allows us to be future ready, but it also allows us to prepare for a changing surgical landscape.
I would suggest that the Leadership Award going to the Greczmiel family is timely. Lisa and Michelle are very community spirited. They're very family orientated. They recognize the importance of philanthropic giving, and I'd like to suggest that we'll see and hear a lot more from Lisa and Michelle in the philanthropic circles over the years.
We would like people to be inspired to feel joy on doing something like this, like we do.
Our hope is that we are leading by example. We live in the community, we work in the community. It's an important thing to donate to. It's an important thing to give back to. So our hope is that other families, whether they live in Richmond or just work in Richmond, that they do the same.